it's Brooksville's first organic cooking show, and I'm pretty sure it's our first cooking show ever. So my name is Penny Bryson, and this is my New Year's resolution. So back in October, I went to a nutrition conference. It was sponsored by Juice Plus. It was a Juice Plus conference. And I was so exposed to the most amazing doctors, the most amazing people. There were actually 5,000 people in one room who were excited about organic living or excited about fruits and vegetables and about how fruits and vegetables actually are the only thing that we need to medicate our body. So I went on a mission to change my life and change my family's life in order for us to have a long life and a long, prosperous life as far as health is concerned. I've lost a lot of friends already and loved ones to diseases that, quite frankly, the research says that if we eat just a balanced diet of fruits and vegetables, and if we eat a diet that actually contains all of the phytonutrients that we need, we can heal our body despite all the bullet holes that we put through it. So today, I'm going to use Wendy Campbell's comment, or her phrase, let the light shine through your bullet holes, because the person with the most light wins. Yeah, we have bullet holes, but I'm going to show you some really super cool ways to cook using fresh fruits and vegetables organically grown in our own town, or how you can organically grow your own very, very easily without having to give up all the things that you say, you got to get done in the first place. So let's start with Italian roots. For those who don't know me, I was adopted and into a family of 5 other children, and so there were 6 of us, and I decided last year at this age to find out who my biological parents are. And in 24 hours, they confirmed who my biological mother and father were. And although at this time we have not had a reunion, we've just had some communication on paper. But to find out that the reason I love spaghetti so freaking much, and the reason I love red wine so freaking much, is because my father is Italian. And his father's French-Italian, and his mother's Spanish-Italian, or something like that. So I'm pretty Italian. And it doesn't shock me, because there's so many things about me genetically that are very Italian. Number 1, my love for spaghetti sauce. Actually, it's not really the spaghetti, it's the sauce. So my first adventure that I wanted to experience was making homemade tomato sauce, homemade spaghetti sauce, as I call it. And the funny part about it is, I've never cooked, ever. And my new friend Osman cannot believe that I have never cooked, even though I have a 20-year-old son who is as big as, a monster body-wise. But no, I have not cooked. I didn't have a desire to cook. I didn't really want to cook. But now I do, because I have a reason to cook. Because it's fun. I'm going to use fruits and vegetables and healthy ingredients that I know are going to be a medicine in my body. And so today the medicine, the phytonutrient we're going to talk about is lycopene. And lycopene is just rich within the tomato. And the cool thing about lycopene, aside from all the medical miracles that it can do to our body, is it actually is enhanced when you cook it. So we are going to make amazing spaghetti sauce, okay? Okay, so I created my own recipe for tomato sauce, or spaghetti sauce. I call it spaghetti sauce because really that's usually what we use it for, is spaghetti, but it's also tomato sauce because you can use it for a lot of recipes. Another recipe that I'm going to talk about, actually. So, but I'm going to start off with letting you know that everything that is here is organically grown. The tomatoes, organically grown. This is the only tomato that I didn't get from a farm because I wanted to talk about how to look for organic fruits and vegetables. The sticker on it will start with the number 9. So you look for the number 9 and you know that it has been certified as an organic fruit or vegetable. And did you know that tomato is technically a fruit? Well, I mean, we know that if it has seeds kind of thing. But the reason that the tomato is now dubbed as a vegetable is because, I can't remember the date, but when they were bringing it in or selling them, they could tax vegetables and not fruits. So the government actually did that. They made it a vegetable so that we could tax it. Go you! So anyway, this is the only one that I got at Publix, because Publix has an amazing Greenwise section of organic fruits and vegetables. But the rest of these, okay, are tomatoes that I got at Beasley's Farm, which is found off of Munden Hill Road, where I grew up. If you're going towards Munden Hill from town, you make a left on Preston Road and just follow it back, and you'll see the sign on the left that says Beasley's Farm. And it's an organic farm right here in our own backyard. So all of these tomatoes here I got from Beasley's Farm. I also got these organic onions. I got these organic garlic. Okay, and I already started chopping and doing so that we could get right to the sauce. These are organic pears that I use in my salads. So and this actually here is ground beef. I'm not a vegan. I respect, the whole lifestyle of vegan, but I gotta have some meat. My son's gotta have some meat. My family, we like meat. But it's important to get meats that aren't so filled with hormones and chemicals to get them to grow quicker, because those transfer to our bodies as well, which is not good. So this is a grass-fed ground beef that I got at Publix, and the cool thing about it is it's super lean. So the grease or the oils that we're going to get from it, the fat that we're going to get from this, I don't cook, so my vocabulary is not going to be that great. The fat that we get is very minimal, but it adds a nice consistency and texture to our spaghetti sauce. So I love this ground beef here. For me, spaghetti sauce is all about texture. It's about the consistency of it and how it blends in with the noodle. And I think that's why I never really liked cooking, or why I didn't like following recipes and started creating my own recipes, is because for me it's about texture and consistency. And so I made it my way. I made it the way I like it. Okay, so this recipe is just a made-up recipe of that is actually governed by my mouth, governed by my taste buds and what I like and what my family likes. So I always keep pen and paper to the side so I can write down what I did, just in case I do want to reduplicate what I did. So we're going to start off with putting, I have a nice big, sauce pot here, and I put it on a medium type of simmer, okay, because I want to get it simmering right away, and then I'll bring it down so it can just simmer and be beautiful when it's done. So I'm going to pour in the bottom here. I pour this right in my sauce. I'm not going to get a bunch of pans out. It's not necessary because it's all going in one pot. But I start off with some really great organic olive oil. And this is a Filippo Vero. So just can find it at Publix or Whole Foods or wherever. And I go ahead and put my olive oil in and some salt. I'm not a big salt eater, but I know that salt is important to getting flavor. This is Himalayan salt, and it's a type of sea salt that is super good for you. So, and it's pink. It's so cool, pink. But I put in some salt. Okay. Then the next thing is I'm going to put in some garlic, and this is my organic garlic that I used from Beasley's Farm. Okay, so how I do mine is I just take it off and break off a bunch of cloves of it. But what I do is, I know you can't see me, but I use my garlic press and I just, whoops, told you I don't cook. And I just press it into, and you can see it comes out in these beautiful little, I don't know what they're called, little beads, little garlic beads. Okay, so, and I did it ahead of time so we didn't waste a lot of time. So we're going to, I'm going to cover, because I love, so now I know that's really super hot. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring down my simmer a little more. Oh wow, so pretty. And what I love about cooking, for me, I mean for other people, you guys might have already, just gets it nice, and you guys might have already been cooking, is I'm going to go ahead and smash up this tomato. So I like to go ahead and just get the tomatoes in with, because it keeps it from really, for me, it keeps it from burning my garlic. And I get it in there. It just sounds bad, it's not, just because I got the pot nice and hot. But I already took it down to my simmer. There. Okay. So as I keep putting in my tomato, I just keep putting in my garlic, because sometimes I don't really know exactly how many tomatoes, how much I'm going to make, because sometimes I'm just making enough for a couple people, sometimes I'm making enough for a lot of people. And all I do is cut up my tomatoes like this. Nothing fancy, not the thing. I think some people, including myself, have been intimidated by cooking because they think, oh, you're supposed to do it a certain way, you're supposed to cut it this way because you see all this cool stuff on TV. No, you don't. If so, they're just being a show-off, because my tomato sauce is dang good, and you can see how I'm just cutting it. But I leave my skins on. Some people like to boil their skins. I do not, or boil their tomatoes. I do not. I keep my skins on because I know that there is a lot of nutrients in those, and so I keep mine on. So that's really, right now, all I'm doing is just cutting up tomatoes and just getting them into my pot and getting them going. Because, I mean, I know a lot of people say, oh, homemade spaghetti sauce, it takes a long time. It really doesn't. If you start, for me, if you start cooking right away, oh my gosh, it's like aromatherapy in here. I love the smell of like fresh fruits, fresh everything. Because I can smell my herbs, I can smell everything. So, because once it starts getting hot here, and I'm not even adding any water because they're so juicy. You know, once they start really boiling, start simmering, they start to lose all that shape of what I cut. It just tears them down and turns them into this amazing sauce. And I just keep going like this. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Okay, and then I'll slowly just add a little bit of garlic, to it. I like garlic. I'm going to go ahead and put in some onions. These are the onions I got at Beasley's Farm. Okay. I like onions in mine. You don't have to put onions in there. And so the other two herbs that I'm going to put in are oregano and basil. The oregano I did not get at Beasley's, but the basil I did. And I actually have a couple of plants of them. And so, but I like to cut mine up. I just take my little chunk. I cut off my little stem section. I don't want the stems. And I just cut it up just to get it to wake up and say, hey, I'm in here, I'm juice. Come eat me. And I just put it in. I don't make a big deal out of it, but I love, for me, when you're using the what I call the fresh stuff, nice fresh organic herbs, oh my gosh, like it's everything to your sauce. Okay, put it in, and then this is oregano, and I'm taking it right off the stalk. Love it. Love it. And this, I'll just kind of rip up, And it's so funny because I remember my mom making spaghetti sauce, but I remember everything was store-bought, okay? And there's nothing wrong with some store-bought stuff, but the whole point of having fruits and vegetables in our bodies is because of the phytonutrients that are in them that heal our body or get to us, like heal us at the cellular level. You know, we create new cells in our body all the time. And so if we can protect those cells that we're creating as we're aging with fresh fruits and vegetables, the fresh product, then that is going to be our medicine. That's our new pharmacy. So right here. So yeah, although it's great to use some flavor from dried oregano, but the phytonutrients in the fresh plants are really what we need to sustain our cells and keep us super healthy. And hey, as Wendy says, I'm not promising you a rose garden. It doesn't mean you're not going to get sick. It doesn't mean that we're not still going to be exposed to diseases and have issues with our health, But, for example, for those of you who like to drink red wine, there are some antioxidant components to red wine that according to research, help you heal better because of what it did to the vascular walls and after a stroke. And so, but it's in everything in moderation. So, in moderation, love it. But if we can, every time we create, build new cells, and we can protect them with great foods in our body, then we're going to live a longer, healthier life. It's not even so much, I don't want to be 100 years old kind of thing. I don't mind being 100 years old. That doesn't bother me. But I want to be 100 years old in the third hallway of a skilled nursing facility where I don't even know my name, and I'm so sick I can't even function. I don't want that kind of life. And so the kind of life that I want is, I don't mind getting old. I don't even mind getting wrinkles, and I don't mind, I don't want to do it right this second, but I don't mind the aging process. The thing that I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be unhealthy. I don't want to be, 45 years old and already diagnosed with COPD or 45 years old and have these weird diseases that you're not supposed to have yet, And so that's why I'm on a mission to slow this aging process down through food, but at the same time eat some really super, super good food too. So just getting a little more tomatoes because I'm going to use this tomato sauce for a couple of recipes. I'm going to use it for some spaghetti, but I'm also making what I'm calling eggplant lasagna. And I know it sounds healthy, but it still has some stuff to it. I think I need to balance that out. And so, ooh yeah, baby. I'm going to rinse my hands really quick. Eggplant lasagna is a recipe that I'm playing with. I'm kind of creating, but it has chicken in it. It's like a lasagna, but it's layered with some other funky stuff. So, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start our hamburger, our ground beef. Okay. And go ahead and get this going. This cooks really fast. I don't put a lot. This is probably maybe like a pound, a little over a pound. I don't put a lot. I put enough in there because my family likes the meat, but I put enough in there because it also gives it texture and it gives it some oomph. Okay, so I'll put this aside. Now, I've got my sauce going really good, and it looks so stinking, amazing and fresh, okay? And so, now, a lot of people like to put sugar in their sauce. I do like a sweet sauce sometimes, but I stopped putting refined sugar in my sauce because refined sugar has a tendency to compromise your immune system 4 to 6 hours after you ingest it. And so, I noticed I felt like I was getting a cold last week, and so I really didn't want to put the sugar in my body, and so and just really up my fruits and vegetable intake. And so what I'm going to do to kind of give mine a little flavor and a little bit of sweetness is I'm going to put some of this red wine in here. Okay, love it. Okay, and I'm going to put more salt and some fresh pepper. Gotta have salt and pepper. And it seems like I'm putting a lot, but I'm really not, because it's a really fine disbursement. And now we are just going to sit here and get saucy. So usually I'm going to actually up my simmer just to there. Oops. Up it just a little. We're just going to get it just a nice gentle simmer, and every once in a while I just come and kind of stab it around and just let this turn into its own creation. Okay, so our ground grass-fed beef, so stinking amazing, is just about done. It's a little pink, but because I'm going to be simmering it, I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of red wine to this. Woo, chow. Smells so good. It is. It's like aromatherapy. Like when you're cooking with fresh ingredients, it makes it a little more fun, because it's like being at like a food spa. So I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper, and there is virtually no fat that's coming off of this. It's so amazing, because really right now what's in here is the fact that I poured this red wine in here. OMG, it smells so good. So I'm going to be careful, but oh my goodness. I'm going to be careful and just pour this right now right into there. Hello. Are you kidding me? So amazing. So amazing. And so I'm going to actually move this over to here now and put this down on a simmer. Okay, there we go. And just, oh, this is making a huge pot. So cool. And what's cool is the longer it simmers, the less everything looks like a tomato, and it just looks like tomato sauce. And that may not be anything new to some of you guys, but for me who just started cooking, I just think it's crazy how easy it is to make tomato sauce. Like, it is done. Now all it has to do is just do its cooking, and then some taste test, and maybe add a little salt, pepper here, or maybe whatever. You know what I mean? So now it just has to do its thing. So I reserved a couple of tomatoes because you can't have spaghetti without a salad. I mean, we eat salad with a lot of our meals because that's an opportunity for us to have our fruits and vegetables. And then, there's days where you cannot have the amount of fruits and vegetables. They say, what, 13 to 17 servings, depending on who you are. A lot of people think that because they're an athlete or they work out and they're really in good shape and they exercise all the time, that they're kind of, I was one of those people at one time, that they're kind of, the rules don't apply to them because they're so active and healthy. Well, actually the rules apply to you more, because your body creates oxidative stress, and that oxidative stress has to be taken care of with antioxidants, okay? And the only way to get those are through your fruits and vegetables. So when you are an athlete or you exercise a lot, your body creates more oxidative stress. So you actually have to have more of the calories, more of the fruits and vegetable derivatives to get those antioxidants. And so there's times where I don't get what I need, but when that happens, that's when I just take my Juice Plus. It is, and that's the conference that I went to. That's when I take my Juice Plus. It's my fruits, my vegetables, and my berries, and an organic fruit and vegetable in a capsule that's gluten-free. Are you kidding me? And so when I take these daily, I do ensure myself that I get the antioxidants that I need and 17 servings of fruits and vegetables. So, but in the meantime, we still, you know, that is great, but it cannot substitute your food. It cannot substitute what you're getting in your body. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with my new hobby. And so we have to make sure that we get those fruits and vegetables in our system, the antioxidants, to battle that oxidative stress, to heal us and keep us safe and protect us at the cellular level. And then we can allow some of the other things to go on in our life so that we protect ourselves, like having a glass of wine. I cracked myself up. Like I said, we have bullet holes. So now I'm just going to throw together a nice little salad. It really cracks me up. This is bought from Publix, but it is organic. I already washed it and put it back in the bag for our purposes, so we need to keep it fresh. But this is just a little bit of chard, romaine lettuce. Told you that. And I know what I like to eat. I'm just a newbie at making it, and it's okay. I'm okay. But what I do love is I love to throw in, a handful of spinach for my folic acid and keep myself going. You know, as we go on with the show, I will tell you so many cool stories, I promise, that really are going to change the way you think about things. I mean, some of them have, happened to me or very, very close friends of mine. I like a little crunch too. So, but I cannot tell you how many people have, changed the direction of where they were going in their health and in their lives. And it's not even just about health, it's about everything. I can't tell you how many teenagers are on antidepressants. Are you kidding me? And so, getting them on that balanced diet to handle those hormone changes and that development. So I'm just throwing a nice little salad together because I love hot and cold with my meals. I love to have a salad and then go to a nice warm. And so these are just some organic baby carrots that I got, and I'm just cutting them up just a little bit because I love crunch, and I love to go back and forth to that hot and cold. But I like pretty. I like my food to be colorful and flavorful, and I just didn't know until recently how to do that. And so this is a cucumber that I got at Beasley's Farm, and so I was really super. This one, you can see how dark and green it is. It's an organic cucumber. I got it at Publix. But what I like about when you go to a farm is, no, they're not perfect. They're not. But guess what? They're not supposed to be. Because that means they're just organically grown out of a garden. It means they are just what they are, and they're not a bunch of, so I have a little brown spot right there. So you throw it away, like somebody said to me the other day, I try to garden, but I have bugs and this and that, and I hate when the bugs get on there. You do realize that there are thousands of bugs in this world, and only a handful of them can actually hurt you. Bugs don't hurt you. Good Lord, we grew up in Brooksville. We grew up in Florida, for crying out loud. A bug isn't going to hurt you. So, I don't know what I think about that. I just don't care about a bug. It just don't bother me a bit. But I don't have the pheromones for bugs either. Some people have those pheromones where they get bit up by a mosquito. I don't. Doesn't happen to me. Now, see, this is what I love about all the cute little things on there. It makes me feel like I'm eating like a real onion. I'm not going to cut that one. It's too pretty. I'm going to cut the one that oh my gosh, look at my sauce. Are you kidding me? I just made a mess. Look at my sauce. Are you kidding me? Every time I look at it, it like transforms into this color. Okay, so, but I have one thing that I'm going to do to it because of texture. So I'm just going to put a little, of course the salad is all personal taste. What do you like in your salad? and how do you like it. I like my salad to be pretty in the beginning, and then I like it to end up all chopped up and ready to go in my mouth. I have some organic cherry tomatoes as well that I'm going to add in there. And so, just to have those little tiny bite-sized ones, make your salad pretty. Add a little more whatever to it. So boom, salad. That's over. Sauce is cooking. Okay, but I am going to add 2 cans of organic tomato. Whoops, 2 cans of organic tomato paste. Okay, so it did not come out of a garden here, but there's one thing that like I said in the beginning, my spaghetti sauce has to have a certain texture, and this is going to allow me to get that texture that I want in my spaghetti sauce. I like it to be kind of thick. I like it to be smooth. I don't like meatballs. I like my meat to be evenly spread out. I like a nice smooth texture. Okay. Oh, this is so stinking pretty. Okay. So I'm going to add this tomato. It's just tomato paste, organic tomato paste out of the Greenwise section of Publix. You know, so you can see it gives it that nice thick. Just going to give it a nice thicker, I should say, texture to my sauce. I don't like to waste any. So I'm putting it in. Nice little paste. I'm an ingredient reader. So it's just organic tomatoes. Organic tomatoes. That's it. I mean, there's really nothing in this. It's not one of those lists where it's like you can't read everything. You can't read the words, and and it's all processed and whatever. This is not like that, although it's store bought. It's just to give it that texture. And now I'm just going to stir that in really gently. Oh, it looks so good. Loving it. And so now this is, see, now that to me is what, it seals the deal, okay? It seals the deal. So I'm going to let this stew for a while, and then just do some taste testing, because to me, the best judge is your taste buds. And so you can put this sauce over noodles, you can put this sauce into your lasagna, you can put it into anything that you want to make that isn't a tomato sauce derivative or recipe. But the cool thing is, oh, so stinking pretty. The cool thing is when you're making a sauce like this, okay, you saw the ingredients that went into it. Everything was organic. Everything was good for you. Everything was, came from the ground the way it's supposed to. Nothing was processed. Nothing was junk. There is no hydrogenized oil. There's nothing in it that is going to harm you. On the contrary, everything in here is going to reach you at the cellular level. The lycopene is going to increase your immune system. It's going to help you heal from the inside out, but at the same time, you're going to smile because you're going to absolutely love what you're cooking and what you're eating, and you're going to feel good that you're serving your family and serving yourself foods that are good for you. So join us next time when we do some cooking with an amazing mother of cooking. I call her the matriarch of all female chefs in Brooksville. So stay tuned, because that is going to be a fun episode.